Try this again. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? You can hear me now? Everything. Shout out to the person that said, listen, man, listen. Just started over. That's what's up. Man, I was fucking through Scooby snacks earlier, man. That shit had me in a daze. This shit right here. 31% THC. That shit. Family King, what is it? We 3 deep. I had 13 on the last one. We gotta let everybody catch up. This shit called Scooby Snacks. From, let's see, Scooby Snacks. Total cannabinoids, 31%. Total THC, 27. This shit is no pump. No pump. I'm talking about that. I smoked this shit, went to a fucking coma. We're gonna let it build. We ain't no rush. I got an announcement, man. Let's see. Let it build, man. What the hell? I'll tell you what. It's 3 of y'all. We're just gonna fuck with 3 of y'all. So Cali Gemini, what's up, man? How was your day? Family King, what's going on around your way? Man, look. He said, I got some shit called Assassin OG. Hey, you know what? Family King? Check it out. I was thinking today. Nobody knows, right? Nobody knows, but I'm really about to get back like full scale with the story. Because I gotta get back to like what brought people to me. So I'm about to launch a story campaign. I'm gonna at least try to do like 2 or 3, at least for like a couple of weeks or something like that. But I gotta pump them stories out though. Because the lives is cool. Lives show character and shit. It show character, but the stories though, that's my strong area. So I'm about to get back to the motherfuckers. I mean, lives is cool, but the stories, I guess, is where it's at because the numbers is way better on stories as they are versus live. All right, let's get this shit right one time, and we can get on to the processions. And I'm gonna tell you about canteen too. I'm gonna tell you about the canteen, Family King. The way I see it, you got 17 years worth. I do got 17 years worth of them shits on everything. Oh, good look at Willis. Hey, look on the computer. This shit is dope. I'm seeing all type of shit. I don't know why I was on the phone so long, but you know what? You take your setbacks and you enhance the motherfucker. I told y'all I was gonna make it better than it was. Grande loco. So I was gonna make it. If you fall, you get back up hard. If you take a loss, you replace it with something better. You get hurt, you fix that muscle, and you fix another one around it and make that one better too. So if you was buff and you got hurt, when you come back, you get extra buff. Hold on, so it's not showing Cali Gemini's comments. So let me show this shit. Some of y'all comments be getting censored. Scott Joyce, what's at it, man? I don't see no moderators in this thing. Scott Joyce, though, what's up, man? So let's talk about canteen. Canteen, right? So canteen rolls around. You got 3 draws: first, second, third draw. There's a number system. The last 2 when you come to prison. So if you got a prison number, your number is P00251. So the last 2 of your number is 51. So that means your second draw. Mine was 02. So I was first draw. So if you got a number like 70 something, then your third draw. You got to turn in your little slip. It used to be you turn in the slip, but now you can just walk right up to the window and tell them, I want this, 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 and this. Certain canteens like Salado, man, Salado canteen. There used to be an auction around that motherfucker. There used to be people with a motherfucking blanket on the grass by the canteen with their little items for sale. That motherfucker was like Denial's auction, like a real life auction. Level 4 canteen, that should be real because you don't know if you gonna make it outside or not. You got level 4. When you go to the store, you go to the store. You got to make sure you don't run out of shit because it get real on lockdown on the phone. Soups is like steaks. Soups is like steak. After a long ass lockdown. This shit called Scooby Snacks. Scooby Snacks. So did y'all see this? Oh, y'all can't see that. First lesson. The computer can't see the phone. So anyhow, hundreds of Oklahoma inmates being released Monday in the largest commutation in U.S. history. Y'all hear that? Hundreds of inmates being released from Oklahoma on Monday. Wait a minute. That's it. Hold on. Yeah, Monday. Like 400. So in 1970 something, California did the same thing. Let me see. Let me Google it real quick. Let me get my facts right. California releases death row inmates. California releases death row inmates in the 70s. In 70s, it was a code to it. It was a proposition something. Releases death row inmates. All right. So let's just say it was 70 something, right? Same shit, because a lot of my cellies that was their part of that, they told me what it went like. So it went like this.
Huh? All right. I'll call you.
Hold on 1 second. So anyhow, when they started letting people out, because there was hella unjust shit going on. So they kicked hella people off of death row, and they kicked hella lifers out of prison, period. That was in like, if any of y'all know, it was like 1970 something. And the homie D Hunt was telling me, he said it was all on the news. He was showing people coming out of prison, hugging their loved ones. And a lot of people that was stuck got a second chance. A lot of people fucked up and came back too, but that happened in California in the 70s. So in Oklahoma, they say that's the biggest one ever. Biggest one ever. When they let him out, right? Actually, they said they let him out. Anyhow, they said when they let him out, they were standing in front and they all got their little license and everything, and they wished him farewell. Do y'all hear the fucked upness in that? Do y'all hear the fucked up in that? We're gonna let you out. Here you go. Farewell, bye. No benefit, no nothing. You know how hard it is for a prisoner to get out? Especially a prisoner that has no resources, no loved ones. I like to have that has no resources. It's hella hard. I was fortunate I had family. I was fortunate. But when you come home and you ain't got nothing and everything is new, you're like a newborn baby. You're like a newborn baby. So I make sure when I meet the homies that are just coming home, I make sure I tell them what I would have told myself. Like any little cheat sheet, like the homie Jay, he had just came home like 3 weeks ago. I told him, Cash App. So you need to know about Cash App. There's vast ways to exchange money in the world. There's other ones other than Cash App, but I felt that he needed to know that because he said something about MoneyGram or Western Union or how or even I was like, no, man, this is how the world does it. So that way, if he don't remember nothing else I told him, he gonna remember who told him about Cash App. To us, it's no big deal because we've been out here. But to somebody coming home, that's monumental. Monumental. Get your money like that. I also tell a man, patience, man. Patience. It's not, you don't look. You got people, there's a few exceptions. A few exceptions of people that come out and hit the ground running, 10 toes running, bam. But even them, they have adversities too. I was asked a question, right? About somebody that said they couldn't make it out here. They couldn't make it out here. What goes on in the mind frame of somebody that says, man, I want to go back in. I can't do this. What goes on in the mind frame that somebody that thinks like that? I'm going to tell you. Because that's unfathomable. That's unfathomable. That's unfathomable. Fathomable. Thinking about somebody that wants to go back in prison because they can't function outside. But the sad fact is it happens every day. Have y'all ever seen Shawshank Redemption? Shawshank Redemption. What happened when they released old boy after like, I don't know what he did, 30 years or something like that? What happened? Walked down the street, seen all the cars and shit, horns honking, he was panicking. What did he do? He hung himself. He hung himself because it was too much. It was too much to process at one time. And for some, because of the short circuit. For some, because of the short circuit. And them is the ones that end up right back in prison. Them are the ones that end up right back. We are delicate humans. When we come from that situation, we are delicate humans. Forged in steel. The only thing that's delicate really is the fact that we don't know certain stuff. And there's people in the world that'll let you suffer and know something that can help you. People that get out are newborn babies to society. You see somebody just get out, you want to leave an imprint just like you would with a little kid. Just like you would with a little kid, you're gonna teach them a value or something. If you meet somebody that just got out, the best thing you can do for them is show them a way to make life a little bit easier. Show them a way to make life a little bit easier. Whether it's an easy way to get a car, some guidance to the right place, a job, some information that would increase his funds, opportunities that are given to him because he's fresh out. People that are on parole or probation, they got programs and shit that look out. Programs, but the minute you get off probation or parole, shit, you ain't got the grant no more, but still. William Phillips, what's happening? See, that's the thing, right? I think I had to be crazy to make stuff look normal. Like people after once I got all the prison like dialect up out of my all the lingo up out of my conversation, people couldn't tell that I had been in prison, let alone all that. They couldn't tell because I was humble. I was humble, but I was crazy enough to attack everything new. Everything new that I could do, I wanted to do head on. And I knew I didn't want to go back to jail. I was hanging love. When I first came home, right? When I first came home, in the apartments, there was a group of dudes that used to hang. It was like a clan. They called themselves, I forget, the crew. But they ranged from age like 27 to 19 to 27, right? I'm 33, but I'm hanging around with these dudes. I'm hanging around with these dudes, right? Why? Because I'm trying to update. I'm trying to listen for any information that could help propel me to where I'm trying to be. Because we like when you like if you go in, if you like I went in when I was 17, when I came home at 33, my mentality was like 23. My mentality was like 23. So what happens is we age like 2 times faster. So the average person might have one birthday in a year. But somebody that's coming home after doing a long time in there, they might have 2 and sometimes 3 birthdays in a year, which is basically growth spurts throughout the year. So you might age 1 year. When we playing catch up, we aging like 3 years in a year to catch up. As long as you got the desire. And some people come home and have no desire to catch up. No desire to catch up. And you can tell. They come back, you have a little money gone, go to the hood, hang out. Next thing you know, news. Next thing you know, oh yeah, oh boy, he went back. So, nah, you can tell. Yeah, man. So those 400 people that are coming home or that have came home from Oklahoma, if you're in Oklahoma, just know if you run across one of them, man, give them whatever help and assistance that you can. Because a lot of them were in there for unjust reasons. That's the reason why they changed it, because the laws in Oklahoma were designed to lock you up. Like they were designed for you to just lose around every corner. Lost, little shit, get caught with an ounce, go to jail for 5 years, shit like that. Straight unfair. So the people of Oklahoma voted this. Like they said basically the people of Oklahoma spoke. The people of Oklahoma spoke, released them, and that's what they did. That's what they did. They should have did it in they should have did it in Cal. They should have did that same exact thing in California in 2002. 2002-3, Proposition 66. That video I was talking about, that was going to be like the same thing. That was going to be like the same thing. But that same thing, look, that same thing applies for all states. Anybody that's done a long time. Anybody that's done a long time in prison. Newborn. I'm going to tell you why. The people that did a short time in prison, I'm going to tell you why they end up coming back. Because if you do a year in the pen, that's nothing. That's nothing. You do 2 years in the pen, that's nothing. Because when you get out, shit is damn near kind of like you ain't got to play too much catch up. You ain't got to play too much catch up. So this thing, you know, you ain't scared to go back. Because you just did that little 1, 2, 3, 16 months, whatever. You did that shit like a G. So you don't care about going back. Now, you didn't learn no lesson. Like, you didn't have enough birthdays pass by. You didn't mark off enough calendars. So what happens is them 2, 3 years, they come out and they end up right back. Because they had nothing to be scared of when they hit the pen. They hit a level 1, a level 2, a ranch, and they kicked back. So so prison was nothing to them. But somebody that watched, man, days and days, thousands of days go by. Man, looky here. I think about that with every decision I make. I do not want to leave my family. I do not want to leave my family stuck out here like that again. I do not. Man, do you know, look, my little brother got shot, right? My little brother got shot. And I had to hear it from another homie who had a cell phone. Like nobody didn't call me or nothing. The homie came to the door. Hey, bro, your little brother just got shot. What? And I'm in the cell when the door's locked? What? Man, look, that ain't a good feeling at all. My mom having she got tumors removed from her head. And I can't be out for her recovery. Hell no, man, that shit hurt. So I think about all those decisions as I move throughout the day. As I move throughout the day, man, I think about all them decisions. So when it seemed like I might not be consistently doing something, that's because I'm trying to right myself. Like prison, man, look, I told y'all, trauma. You can hide it all you want, but anybody that has been in prison has suffered trauma. So this shit right here, this shit that had me on one. This motherfucker Scooby Snacks, 31%. 31%. So maybe the society can work on repairing relations with its prisoners, vice versa. And it's humanity shining glimmer in the American public starting to get it. Yeah, I agree. The real enemies of humanity are those that write the laws and those that put the funds up for it. Indeed. They've been doing that since the beginning of time, though. Because them same people that make them laws, they be breaking the same laws they make, and they don't have to pay consequences for it because they made it. That's where it's fucked up. Good looking out for that super chat. Who sent that money? John McCuff, man. Good looking out. Appreciate that. Shout out to your girl Caprice on her wedding this weekend. To Mr. J, respects. Again, shout out to his girl Caprice on the wedding this weekend. Mr. J, man, that's what's up, man. I got you. Appreciate that. Eddie Spaghetto, what up from Alaska? Your content is dope. That's what's up, man. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna show this comment. Cali Gemini said, do you think there's gonna be a rise in crimes on some real shit for some old habits to die hard? No. See, that's the thing. When they like the recidivism rate in California for lifers and people that did like a long time, man, the recidivism rate was like next to none. All them people didn't come back. Maybe like 1 out of 10 would come back. So but they was using that. What you were saying, that's what they was using to try to scare the public. They're gonna let them out and they're gonna do hella crimes and it's gonna go on the rise when in fact it wasn't the case at all when they let them people. Like in California, when they let them out, it wasn't no rise in crime. It was the same amount of crime that it was when it was. D-Loc, what is it? Shout out Vegas. Man, finally the wrench mob here. Ben Yaman, what's happening? Ben Yaman. Man, I've been going through it, man, but I got everything right, man. Got the computer, streaming now. Got the phone, charging now. Boy, this is gastric bypass right here. What's the name of it, you know? Some lava server, lava cook. I don't know, some lava. This shit here, damn near made me throw up. That shit gas. Do I think prison reform that Van Jones and Trump are doing will help? Man, if Van can get next to Trump and speak and talk his shit, man, hell yeah. Whatever they want to do, they can do. Shit, Van got mouthpiece. That's probably shit. They fired his ass from TMZ, but shit. Van got mouthpiece. That's why they fired him. He know his shit. You know what? If it was a domino effect, that would be a beautiful thing. That would be a beautiful thing because that's really how it goes. One state had the courage to do something and the rest followed. Hence the legalization of weed. Oh, wait, hold on. I want to see that. Callie, you right. You asking some good little questions. We'll get to that. Callie said, I'm cool. Something like that. All right. I'll ask her what the inside would be best to know, like you said. That's what said. I asked what has an insight will be best to ask. You know, like you said, time does things to a person, but more when you compare it. You know, in terms of age. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because somebody could go to jail at 30 and come home at 40, and they're gonna be kind of in the middle. But somebody that goes in at 17 like me and come home at 33, that was generations that passed. It was people graduating high school that was born the year I went out when I came home. Dizzle, man, where you been, man? Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, government be on some really. It all boils down to money. Hold on, I'm under attack by mosquitoes. But really, it all boils down to money. Somebody said it earlier. That's what it boils down to. Because, like, I'm gonna tell you, the people that made the laws in California, the three strikes law in '94, they used polyclass, right? Polyclass. She was killed in foul shit. But they used her death to rally the troops and even get the three strikes law in. They didn't even look over the fine print. They just rushed that motherfucker in because of polyclass. Then the same person that funded the law got caught up with some foul shit his damn self. The same person that was funding polyclass law got caught up on some foul shit his damn self. Carver served his ass because that shit was funded with foul money. Hey, Ebony, good looking. And they knew it was wrong. The three strikes law, they knew it was wrong in California. But they didn't have nobody, no governor came that had the courage to attack it. No governor that came after Pete Wilson had the courage to attack the three strikes law until like recent. I think about all the people that gave up, like they gave up, no hope because they toyed with inmates for so long in California, making them think they was gonna come home. All right, so let's see. I remember when three strikes law stuff went down, it was popular as hell, just a kid. Never thought I'd be in legal trouble. You right, man. Shit, you never know. You never know. Man, but Pete Wilson he was a demon in itself, man. That motherfucker, he was a demon in itself. Pete Wilson was allowing them to lock up 12-year-olds, like lock their ass up. Do not pass go. Three strikes law. When it first came, it didn't even matter if the third strike was violent or not. Petty theft, you was getting struck out. And they kept them dudes in there for hella long. Like some of them 20 years in there for a nonviolent three strike. And people was getting struck out for dope. Like get a dope case, you a base head or something, or you get caught with one little dub. They was striking you out in California. Pete Wilson era, man. A lot of people like me in California that was locked up at a young age, and then like they took me right, and they threw me in the jungle. They was like they put me on the worst level 4. It was like basically pulled up, threw me out the car, and said swim. We don't give a fuck that you're 18. Swim, and that's what I did. Shit, I swam. I made it, but there's some of us that was like 16, 17 that went up in there that didn't come out all right. All victim of Pete Wilson and the money used to back his laws. Really, that's what we should be called. Anybody that was locked up in the 90s and did hella time and got out, we should be called Pete Wilson victims because we was affected. Man, they was put in 10 years on an enhancement for guns. 10 years. So the crime might have carried 1 year, or it might have carried 2 years, but you getting the enhancement off top, so you got 12 years. 12 years to do for a crime that only carried 2 years. That's how they did us. Let's see what's going on, man. All right, man. Question time, man. I didn't ramble enough, man. Question time. Let's see. Yeah, Sebo did. Pete Wilson. Fuck Pete Wilson. He can suck my dick. Yeah. I'm so proud of myself that I finally got the laptop cracking. I'm so proud of myself. Man, for y'all that been there, like from when Dirt was up against the wall with the phone like this, telling the stories, man, look, it's a new day and age, baby. New day and age. Remember that Sack D Ryder? He almost exposed that whole game. Damn. They said he committed suicide with 2 gunshots. Yeah, man. Wait, Webb? If that's the Webbs from Oak Park, I'm related to them. Carl Webb and them. Abner Garcia, what's happening, man? Man, that's fucked up. Gary Webb. I'm gonna have to look at that. That shit look hella interesting. You ever run into Doobie in the pen? Nah. Doobie, aka Sugar Wolf? Nope. How important is mail? Ha, man, I'm telling you, mail is important from juvenile hall on up to the pen. On up to the pen. I remember in the county jail, right? Like in the county jail, the letters they used to come at like 3:30 in the morning. They used to come like 3:30 in the morning. So you know you got some mail because you hear it hit the ground. Pop, and it's sliding on the door. Pop, sliding on the door. I used to be hidden. That was the highlight. You know you got something to do that day. You get to write a letter because writing a letter, that's a chance for you to take your mind outside these walls or outside them walls and put yourself in somebody else's life because that's your only lifeline. I had to admit it, that there was a such thing. I used to hear like females used to be like I go over a girl house, right? I'd be like, nigga, that's a prison letter right there. That's a prison letter right there. Ooh, who you writing? Or then I'll be like, wait a minute, this motherfucker ain't even open. I'll be like, why you didn't write the why you didn't the letter? It's like, I don't know, that nigga be writing them big ass words and shit. I gotta sit down. Like I gotta wait till like I'm done with everything before I can sit down and digest this nigga's letter because it be heavy. Hey man. So once I realized that shit right there, before I used to write my letters like this: greetings, most salutations, most gracious, most wonderful day. In the man, that shit was hella square. That shit was hella square. Because when motherfuckers started getting phones in prison, motherfuckers stopped writing letters. Just the whole letter game just went bam. Because man, like old folks and me was hella phones. So wasn't nobody writing letters. And if you writing a letter, it's like straight to the point. Look, I need this, and this, and this. That's it. Bam. That's it. Because you probably gonna talk to them on the phone anyway. But if you in the hole, now mail in the hole, oh man, oh, it ain't nothing like getting a letter, a mail in the hole. Ain't nothing like it. You have no communication in the hole. All you got is books. You and books in the cell. That's it. You books. Nothing else. No radio. No TV. No nothing. Just you books and some food. You might got your canteen or whatever. So a letter, oh man, you should see. Look, for you females, that if you write corresponding with somebody inside, and you put the little smell good on the letter. Oh, this is what we do. When the letter comes in, pop, the mail come. Like say it's my cellies. I get the letter. I smell it. Here, blood, here your letter. He'd read it. He'd be like, blood, this letter smell good, huh? I'd be like, yeah, blood, let me smell that shit because it smell like freedom. It smell like freedom. like a real woman. So we be like, so we take turns smelling this letter. That's the importance of smell. Shit. Look at here. I remember one time, right? I remember, and look, this is this. There is no case here, and this is matter of fact, look. I remember one time, my Asian girlfriend, right? She sent me a joint. She tried to send me a joint in the county jail, right? Hold on, let me do the disclaimer, because this story right here, man, look. So she sent me a joint. I ain't gonna say her name or nothing like that. I ain't even gonna say the county, even though y'all know what it is. So she sent me a joint, right? So she take the letter, a regular blank piece of paper, right? And then she put the joint on a thing and then seal it back, like put another piece of strip over that to cover the joint, right? To cover the joint. So next thing you know, the mail come pops. I flip through the letters. I get the joint. Ooh, we on, right? She told me too at the end of the letter, it's bomb too. I was like, what? It's bomb. Ooh, man, I went through the letter. Ooh, found the joint was on. Man, that's the only time in my life I smoked a joint. I smoked a joint and got the spins. I was stuck on the bed like I couldn't, man. I look like when you drunk and you get the spins. I got the spins off of the weed in the county jail. In the county jail, I didn't look. I didn't smoke cigarettes, but weed. That shit had me fucked up. Hold on. I'm glad I never went to the hole in the county jail, man. I was fortunate, and I was getting in fights and everything. But the hole in the county jail probably worse than the hole in the pen. Probably worse than the hole in the pen. I don't know if y'all know what if I told y'all what juke balls is, right? Juke balls is where they take all your food, right? Because it's called a juke ball diet. They give it to you as a form of discipline. A form of discipline, like you've been acting up and getting write-ups, they don't give you a juke ball diet. So a juke ball is this. They take all your food, right, and put it in a blender and smash that shit up into like a ball and wrap that motherfucker in plastic until it get hella hard. And they give it to you in a paper bag. Juke ball diet. That's some bullshit. I'm just fortunate I never had a juke ball diet. Shout out Colorado, man. Let's see. John Lang stabbed himself several times in the chest before lighting his house on fire for trying to expose the Fresno PD corruption within it. Yeah, that's some serious shit there. Shout out Florida, man. Adam Sarazin. So anyhow, so I say about 2 weeks later, right? 2 weeks later, I said, I'm gonna try this shit again. I'm gonna try this shit again, right? So we run the play. Except this time I'm looking forward for this joint, right? I'm looking forward for this joint. And it ain't coming. So then one day they called me to the fishbowl. They like, hey Williams, we need you to come to the fishbowl real quick. They said, hey man, you got a letter that you need to send back. We need to get a return address so we can send it back because you got a letter, but there wasn't no returning. We just, she sent you some nasty pictures and you can't have nasty pictures. So we need the address to send it back to her. I was like, oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, you need the address to send the letter back? Oh, where's the letter? I said, let me see the letter. It was like, no, we can't let you see that. I was like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. So what happened is they wasn't reading the letters like they were supposed to. So sometimes they get through. So I got lucky the first time. The second time, man, they must have read the shit because they're supposed to read the letters and found that motherfucker tried to trick me out her address. I was like, get the fuck out of here. because they couldn't do nothing to me. Hell yeah, they wanted their address. Hey, you know what? While we on it, that Asian bitch, excuse me, that Asian girl, that was the first time in prison I felt heartbreak. That was the first time that deep, just all in your soul, just hurt heart. Man, look, I had her right. She was Asian. I thought Asian was some Asian females was some faithful ass women. That's what I thought, right? So I'm in the pen. She filling out the visiting form. She gonna come see me, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing my Asian China doll with hair down to her knees. I'm looking forward to this shit, right? So then one morning, normally she accepts my call. Normally, so if you man listen, normally she accepts my call. This particular morning, like I heard somebody deny it. I could hear on the other end somebody deny the call. So I'm like, oh, if she was there, she would have accepted it if she was there. So somebody denied the call. So I was like, oh, and the homie Papa from Six Deuce Diamonds. I told him, I said, damn, how did she deny the call? If she was there, she would have accepted it. Papa said, man, that's Sancho. Man, that's Sancho. I'm like, Sancho, who's Sancho? Sancho was that nigga that's at your girl's house while you away. That's Sancho. I was like, man, she faithful, man. She don't get down like that. He said, man, I'm telling you, ain't no girl faithful to no nigga in prison. I'm telling you. I was like, man, I was damn near ready to fight Papa. I was damn near ready to fight Papa over that. This old nigga don't know what he talk about, right? So later on that night, right? So I get on the phone. I call her. I'm like, look, who denied the call? Who denied the call earlier? That was you? She was like, um, then all of a sudden I heard, who the fuck is that on the phone? Who you talking to on the fucking phone? She was like, I forgot to tell you. I was like, damn. I just wanted to melt into the ground. I was like, oh. I went back into the cell. I was on the top rack, so I just got back on the top rack and looked up at the wall, just blinking, just blink, 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 blink. Like I didn't want to talk. I couldn't eat. I was heartbroken. Heartbroken. My little 18-year-old ass was crying in that motherfucking cell. Jack, what is it, man? Boss up, Bobby. Nah, man. What it is? This that motherfucking Scooby snacks, boy. 31% THC. That shit go crazy. Hella crazy. Hey, y'all politicking. I'm looking at y'all. Y'all politicking. Herb Dizzle, man, I need your hookup, man. I didn't bind it. Me and Ben Yamin didn't bind it. Me and Black Money didn't bind it. Now it's your turn. We gotta do some binding. Ooh, my battery. That motherfucker went dark. So it's on the green. So if it go dead, it goes dead. Dizzle, man. I'm telling you. That shit is real, man. Yo, Dirt, have you ever witnessed an animal abuser getting stomped out, kind of like Chomos get stomped out? Nah. Nah, I can't say that I have. Can't say that I have. But I love animals, though. If I see somebody abusing an animal, I'm jumping in. Fuck that. Most traumatizing thing I've seen in prison. I've answered that question a lot of times. And it seems like every time I have a different answer. But one of the most traumatizing things was uh, the homie, the homie probably killing himself after spending the night like chopping it up just on some real shit. Then he go in the cell and kill himself that night. That was traumatizing because I was young and he was like the first black person that well, gang member at that like took himself out the game. So that was one of the most traumatizing. Like a dog fighter, ain't nothing gonna happen to no dog fighter in prison, not in California. Did nothing happen to Michael Vick? Shit, ain't nothing gonna happen to no dog fighter. Ray Dolo. Did I meet anybody from Bakersfield in the pen? I met hella people from Bakersfield. Matter of fact, old boy that killed himself was Frost from A Trade Gangster. Frost was talking to me and my cousin, and then next door he was talking to Droop and Munchie from Bakersfield. Droop and Munchie, he was talking to them, and he was talking to me and my cousin. Then he went down there and he killed himself. What are your tips for fighting someone that's bigger than you? Oh, that's a different. They came out left field with that one. But my tip for fighting someone bigger than me is get off first. That's my tip. Get off first. You said, some fight somebody bigger than you. Then get off first and don't stop. John McCuff had a question. He was asking if you could give us a sneak peek of future plans for the channel. Well, if y'all been paying attention, you can see it coming together. It's like a little whirlwind. I'm able to stream on the computer. That means people can call. I got another phone. So that means I can research while I'm online. So that means people can have me research whatever they want to research and they can call in and talk to me about whatever they want to talk to me about. We're going to have that fully interactive. Then, I mean, and you know what? I might have fought it for a little bit, but just I couldn't get away from it. Couldn't get away from it. So I'm about to get back on my story hype. Like really, I'm about to like really bog down and get some stories pumping because that's really like what brought a lot of subscribers to me is the story. So, I've kind of drifted away, only doing like one a week, but now I'm about to start firing some back up. It's time to separate myself from the crowd. Hey, if I sound like I'm stressing, I'm not. I'm just hella high. I'm hella high. So we have 54 minutes, right? So the gift that I was gonna give, right, is the chasing perfection. I cut off the third verse. I cut off the third verse. So I'm gonna do that again. Shit, being hella high better not make you a bad person. Shit, I'm lit. All right, so check me out. I say, I said, you gave me a guide and I followed. So the Tooth Fairy and the Santa Claus and pictures of a model soon followed. So I followed. Before I know it, lost identity. 14-year-old A-Rap, K-packing in the streets. Jigga said, I ain't choose this life, it chose me. So I'm looking at these statues and I'm looking at these Marys, unconsciously the victim of an early brainwash. Very early in my life, before I knew a lot, I was tripping, smoking one day, stuck in deep thought. If you taught him, who the fuck else you taught? If from the same book we read, why you got evil thoughts and we supposed to be brothers under worshipful Allah? Who's the victim? No, not I. Hey, his daddy taught him, and his daddy taught him, and his daddy taught him. I'm just a victim of them trying to make it out the grave. Because if he stayed in too long, then that grave would be a cage. Oh, shit. Look, battery blinking red, right? So we gonna end right here. We gonna end right here, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, everybody that dropped the super chat, man. Appreciate that, man. So I might have a pop-up session at like 1 o'clock my time, man. If y'all around, man, tap in, man. Other than that, appreciate y'all being real. Dirty Weather. Go.